in the east, there's a mist coming in, like something is brewing, about to begin. Can't put me finger on what lies in store, but I feel what's to happen all happened before. A father, a mother, a daughter, a son. The threads of their lives are all raveling undone. Something is needed to twist them as tight as a string you might use when you're flying a kite. Chim chim honey, chim chim, jabri chim jabru.
Hey, Jane. I can't do my lesson for flying a kite. And besides, you can't make us. You're only a nanny. Oi, come here.
Morning, Miss Larkin. How's little Willoughby today?
Very well, thank you, Bert. Willoughby.
By Jove, is that the beauteous Miss Lark I spy on the horizon?
Oh, Admiral. Willoughby.
Morning, Ed. How's it looking?
Dark clouds gathering at number 17. Storm warnings overdue.
All London's byways, ride off me cap. This one's the hardest to find on a map. Cherry Tree Lane, as sweet as a song, but the nannies who come here, they don't stay for long. Chim chimady, chim chim, jabri chim jabru.
I've said my say, Mrs. Brewer, that's all I'll say. I've lived in this house forever. Well, good riddance then. And mind you, don't stumble on your way out. Nana, where are you going? Katie Nana. Katie Nana's gone, and is it any wonder? Driven half demented by your children's pranks.
Do you really think I made another blunder? What on earth am I to say to Mr. Banks? George, dear, I'm feeling so bereft, dear. Another nanny's left, dear. Every nanny goes where unlucky, I suppose.
We are never going to find the perfect nanny.
Nonsense! Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of a household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain, whilst I'm in the sovereign of Cherry Tree Lane. Coat! The simple truth is you've engaged 6 nannies in the last 4 months, and they've all been unqualified disasters. Nannies should govern, a nanny should rule. A nanny is a paragon who suffers no fool. A nanny is a stalwart, our children would gain by having such a nanny in Cherry Tree Lane.
Of course, George, but
So take control of situations. Show your authority when interviewing staff. You know your role, they know their stations. Efficiency and forethought cut the jobs in half. Briefcase.
I always thought Katie Nana would be firm with the children. She always looked so cross.
Winifred never confused efficiency with a liver complaint umbrella.
If only we could find someone like your old nanny.
I'm afraid that's not realistic, my dear. Few women alive can manage Miss Andrews' standards of efficiency. Besides, we can never afford someone of her caliber.
Precision and order, he wants nothing less. It's like an army barracks.
Yes, and we're in the mess.
No wonder the nannies are driven insane. We're living in a madhouse in Cherry Tree Lane.
Now, Winifred, if you do want to please me...
You know I do, George.
Very well, then place an advertisement in the Times stating that Jane and Michael Banks require the best possible nanny at the lowest possible wage.
You better get them up before they make another mistake.
I would stress that...
Father,
What's that you're holding, dear?
we've written an advertisement.
What's on?
George, please. I think we should hear it.
Now, Winifred, none of your theatrics.
It won't hurt to listen.
Wanted a nanny for 2 adorable children.
Adorable, well, that's debatable, I must say.
You want this choice position, have a cheery disposition, rosy cheeks, no wants.
That's what I pretend.
Play games, all sorts. You must be kind, you must be witty, very sweet and fairly pretty.
Well, of all the ridiculous...
George, please.
'Cause on outings give us treats.
Sing songs and bring sweets. And never be cross or cruel. Never be a castor oil or grew. Blech.
Love us as son and daughter.
And never smell the barley water. I put that bit in too.
If you won't scourge and dominate us, we will never give you cause to hate us. We won't hide your spectacles so you can't see.
Put toad in your bed or pepper in your tea.
Hurry, nanny, many thanks sincerely. Jane
And Michael Banks.
That's quite enough Tamara for one day. Will you please go upstairs and let me get to work?
They were only trying to help.
You won't have anyone to make me late. Where's my hat?
George, dear.
Hat.
Hat, I thought you put it down here. Hat? I'm sure Obola hat can simply disappear.
you think you'll find a nanny?
Ah, there it is.
He's rushing with boot polish.
Precision and order, that's all that I ask. The running of the household, a straightforward task. The children, the servants, are all your domain.
Whilst I remain the sovereign, mine is a day well.
You remain the sovereign.
I shall be home at 6 o'clock sharp.
He remains the sovereign.
Of
Cherry tree
Yes.
I've been on to the advertisement.
What advertisement? We haven't placed any advertisement, not yet.
George and Winifred Banks live here, do they not?
Mr. and Mrs. Banks live here, yes?
And you are looking for a nanny?
Well, I suppose.
Very well then. Now let's see. Plays, games, all sorts, which I most certainly can. Take us on outings, give us treats,
Michael, let's have advertisement.
rosy cheeks and fairly pretty. There's no objection on that score, I hope.
Oh, none at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
But, take things up with Mrs. Banks. She manages all that side of things. Nothing domestic has anything to do with me, and don't forget the references.
Oh, I make it a rule never to give references.
But I thought it was usual.
How very old-fashioned idea to my mind. The best people never require them now.
Oh, I see. Well, you have every third Thursday evening off from 5 until 9.
The best people give every second Wednesday off from 6 till late, ma'am, and that is what I shall take.
I see. Well, it's settled then.
As long as I'm satisfied. I'll see the children now, thank you.
Of course. You'll find they're very nice children.
Ah!
Now, this is... Oh,
Mary Poppins. Jane, don't stare, and close your mouth, Michael, we're not a codfish. Best foot forward, spit spot. say, tighter than I was expecting. Who's responsible for that?
Miss Me! I like to keep things neat.
Oh, do you indeed? Well, I look forward to making use of that. If there's one thing that I appreciate, it is a child whose word I can depend on. Now, first things first, I always say the proper place to hang a hat is on a hat stand.
But there's nothing in it.
We make an eye this one. She's tricky.
Mary Poppins, how could you know what we wanted in Nanny when we made our list?
Your list? I'm not an item in the weekly shop, thank you very much.
Then how'd you come then? It was as if the wind just blew here.
It did. Now, stand over there. Just as I thought, a noisy, mischievous, troublesome little boy.
You're making that up. A noisy, mischievous.
Now you. Thoughtless, short-tempered, and untidy.
I don't believe it. Let me see.
By the time the wind has blown, the weather vane around, I'll show you if I can. No matter what the circumstance, for one thing I'm renowned. My character is spit-spot, spick and span.
What about your measurements, Mary Poppins?
I'm practically perfect in every way.
Practically perfect.
So people say, each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great and patently sound. I'm practically perfect from head to toe. If I had a fault, it would never dare to show. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Ah, lovely. Both prim and proper and never too stern. Well educated yet willing to learn. I'm clean and honest, my manner refined, and I wear shoes of the sensible kind. I suffer no nonsense, and whilst I remain, there's nothing else I feel I need explain. I'm practically perfect in every way. Practically perfect, that's my forte. Uncanny nannies are hard to find. Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, not slightly soiled. Running like an engine that's just been freshly oiled. I'm so practically perfect in every way. Well, those are my credentials. Perhaps you have a few questions?
Not temperamental.
Never.
Not grouchy, you're gruff.
The very thought.
Do you stay tender when the going gets tough?
Quite the contrary.
Do you read stories without a big fuss?
Or have objections to playing with us?
Oh, I like games, but I choose them.
But that's not fair!
Some minor improvements may not go amiss, but at all times you must remember this.
You're
Practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
each virtue virtually knows no bound. Each trait is great.
And patently sound.
Good Scott. Jane, toy box, please. I'll take my telescope, thank you.
It's not fair!
I didn't say I was was practically perfect, and here's my name. But Emily, you both will be the same. You'll be practically perfect.
Practically perfect. You will be practically perfect in every way.
Let's move on. Let's vote.
Chimney, chimney, chim chim charoo. I does what I likes, and I likes what I do. Today I'm a screever, and as you can see, a screever's an artist of highest degree. And it's all me own work from me own memory.
Lummy, not these again.
Come on, Mr. Parkkeeper. It's just me pictures like it always is. There's no harm in them.
I'll be the judge of that. This is my park, and I say you're interfering with the public railing. I want to remove this. That is, just you watch it, that's all. Just you watch it.
Say, right where you are. I know that silhouette anywhere. Mary Poppins.
It's nice to see you, Bet.
Well, I must say, you do look swell.
How does he know you? He can't know you. You've only just arrived.
I wasn't born 1 minute before I walked into your house, Michael Banks. Have you met these two, Bet?
I've seen them running about chasing a kite.
It isn't a real kite.
So, what are you up to?
Mary Poppins is a game. It's called A Walk in the Park.
Sound game. I'd rather eat spinach.
Come on, Bet. You're due for a break, and you'd promised that you'd take me out when we met again. Or have you forgotten?
Of course I ain't, Mary, but
Oh dear, is that all you've got? Never mind, my treat. And no one's charging for the trees in the sky, are they?
Mary Poppins, is he really coming with us?
And why shouldn't he?
Well, to start with, he's very dirty, isn't he? Father would never approve.
what's that?
You can't come with us. You're too dirty. And we don't want to go to Sticky Park anyway.
Oh, yes, you do. Because when you walk with Mary Poppins, you go to places you've never dreamed of. And if she says it's a game, she's got something in mind. You can be certain of that.
That's the picture of the park, isn't it?
That's not the park, not our park. Anyway, look, the trees are much better green, and the sky's quite a different blue.
I think you'll find it just the way I've drawn it. All that it takes is a spark. Then something, plain as a park, becomes a wonderland. All you have to do is look anew, then you'll understand why it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Mary makes your heart so light
Oh, really?
when the day is grey and ordinary. Mary makes the sun shine bright.
You do talk nonsense,
Oh,
Bet.
happiness is blooming all around her. The daffodils are smiling at the dove.
I haven't the faintest idea what.
When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
You've been a boss for all of us.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Come on, you two.
Boring, just like other nannies singing. Parks are good for us. It's just statues, nuts, and grannies. I don't understand all the fuss. Is she doing it to spite us?
We could lose it for a laugh.
Perhaps it's all a plot.
I'll tell you what, she seems so different.
like this.
Ain't it a glorious day? Bright as the morning in May.
I feel like I could fly.
Have you ever seen the grass so green or a bluer sky?
Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. Better days I've never known.
You can ask the passing statuary. Nothing's
Ever set in stone.
Morning, Mary.
Morning, Constable.
You do look tipped up, if I may say so, Mary.
Why, thank you, Bert, and you may.
Each man out with his dog will send a gog to see a statue take a gentle jog. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with Mary. No wonder that it's Mary that we love.
It's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. Gentlemen like you are few. Though you're just a diamond in the rough, Bert, underneath your blood is blue. You never think of pressing your advantage, for parents is the hallmark of your career. A lady needn't fear when you are near. Your sweet, gentle, the truth crystal clear. Oh, it's a jolly holiday with you, Bert. A jolly, jolly holiday with you.
Let's go for a jaunty saunter. We are bound to make a mark. Looks like all of us were born to take a promenade in the park. Let's go for a jaunty saunter. We are bound to make a mark. Looks like all of us were born to take a promenade in the park. With our fine chisel features, we can look down from above. When Mary holds your hand, you feel so grand. Your heart starts beating like a big brass band.
Oh, it's a jolly holiday.
Wonder that it's very love.
That is Mary that we love. No wonder that it's Mary that we love. Jane, did that really happen?
Yes, but how?
Mary Poppins, of course.
How do you know Mary Poppins?
She's an old friend of my father.
Your father? You're a statue. You can't have a father.
If that's true, why do I miss him so much?
Isn't he one of the other statues?
No, he lives far away from here.
Do you really miss him?
Wouldn't you miss your father if you hardly ever saw him?
I'll have to think about that.
That's what it was. This plinth is half empty. Statue's gone.
Do you mean to say you've lost your marbles?
This is your fault, ain't it? I knew trouble when you first arrived, and now we've got a statue missing.
will. I'm not going anywhere.
Then we'll see you soon. Goodbye, Neelius.
Goodbye.
Mary Poppins, can Neelius's father ever come to stay?
Anything can happen if you let it.
You don't leave us, will you, Mary Poppins?
I'll stay until the wind changes. Run along in. It's getting cold.
Good night, Jane. Good night, Michael. Good night, Mary.
Night, Bert.
Jane and Michael would like to say goodnight.
Tell them you've given me the message.
George, please.
Oh, Daddy, we had a fantastic day. We sang with the busker down to the statue and met Queen Victoria. You wouldn't have approved, but...
If you know that, then why did you do it?
Daddy, can I have a kite? A proper one?
Could you fly it?
Well, you'd always teach me.
When would I have the time to do that?
Daddy, who was the father of Neelius?
Will you please let me get on? Good night.
Poor Michael. All he cares about is flying kites and his beloved astronomy, of course.
I used to love astronomy at his age, but my nanny Miss Andrews soon beat it out of me.
I suppose we do need a nanny, George. Is it out of the question to do without one?
Don't be upset, of course we need a nanny. All the best people have nannies so the wives can do charity work and entertain. Which reminds me, how's your tea party coming on?
I'm not sure. It seems so odd to send out invitations to people I hardly know.
But they're people you should know. Remember, by your friends shall you be judged.
But that's the point. They're not my friends. Actually, I heard from Clemmy Bunting today. She's rehearsing a new play at the moment, and I thought you might ask
How
if
many times must I tell you? I wish you to sever all connections with that part of your life.
George, I was an actress. Lots of people might find that interesting, though you always speak as if I should be ashamed of it.
Well, it's not exactly something to be proud of. Winifred, dearest, I'm only thinking of you. I want people to admire you, to respect you.
I know, George, but sometimes it's hard.
It's not hard. It's your job to be Mrs. Banks.
And what's your job?
To pay for everything. What is it?
I was only going to kiss you.
All right. Are you going to say something to Mary Poppins about this afternoon?
No, I don't think so.
Very well, but just make sure she's doing things our way and not hers. What good are rules if you can bend them? We need a nanny who is disciplined and stern with boys and girls. You don't befriend them. I fear that Mary Poppins has a lot to learn.
Being Mrs. Banks should be an easy role, and yet it's one which I don't seem too good at on the whole. I have a comfy home, I have a simple life, I have a name which tells the world I'm someone else's wife. Being Mrs. Banks, what does that entail? Facing tests of character, I
learned them all. Chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
Morning, Bert. Saw me the desk today, see?
Gotta keep the street ship shaping.
Tell me, how are things aboard number 17? All plain sailing with Mary Poppins, I trust.
It's rough weather on every voyage, Admiral.
Miss Lawrence, what those children need is a touch of the cat and a night on the yardarm.
What those children need, Admiral, is a touch of happiness.
Will it be?
Mrs. Brill, don't make the sandwiches too early. They'll get stale before any of the guests arrive.
Everything's under control, Mum.
And what about the cake?
Cooling on the tray, waiting to be iced.
And you're quite sure you know how to ice it?
Oh, quite sure. And in case you're worried, I have not been exchanged by the fairies for a total nincompoop.
No!
No.
Well, I'll just go up and check the drawing room.
Mrs. Brill, I'd like to be helpful.
Oh, and I'd like to be rich, but the good Lord thought otherwise.
Mother wants you in the drawing room.
Well, she can't have me. I've got enough on my plate as it is.
She says you could tell Roberts and I what to do.
Does she indeed? Well, why don't I go and have a smoke by the gasworks for good measure?
Please, Mrs. Brill, I don't mind, honest.
All right. I will give you one task and one task only, and so help me, if you get this wrong, I will swing for you and sing as they pull the lever.
What is it, Mrs. Brill?
Put the icing tool
Icing.
next to the cake.
Cake.
I will need a bowl of hot water
Hot
to warm
water.
them, and I will ice the cake as soon as I'm
Ice
back.
the cake as soon as I'm back.
Mhm.
Is that it?
For you, yes. For me, no. Once the cake's done, I've the sandwiches to make because Madam wants them fresh. So I will start them when there is no time to finish them. I swear a slave in ancient Rome was on a pleasure cruise compared to my life in this house.
Well, don't just stand there, Roberts and I.
Right. No.
What are you looking for?
A bowl. For the water.
Michael, why don't we make the icing?
Because we don't know how.
Don't be impertinent and get me the eggs. If Miss Brew can do it, it can't be that hard.
All the eggs and the icing.
They're on mine.
I don't think Mrs. Brill will thank you.
Then she'll be guilty of great ingratitude.
Is it supposed to look like that?
It doesn't look like that when Miss Brill makes it.
Don't be impertinent and get me the icing tools.
Honest, Miss Jane, I was only trying to be helpful. If you would just... Mrs. Brill is going to be so mad when she gets...
Yay!
Brill, go up and get ready now. What have you done? Roberts and I. Oh dear, shall I call a doctor?
Oh, I don't think that'll be necessary, ma'am.
How can you be so unkind when you knew how important this party is? You deserve some nasty medicine. Just you wait until bedtime.
Oh, I don't think we should wait until then, ma'am. Why not go upstairs and get changed? We'll clear up, won't we?
But we're not ill and I won't take it and you can't make me.
In that, as in so many things, your information is faulty. Open.
But it's strawberry ice.
Now you.
I'm not sure I like strawberry ice.
I'm not sure I care. Open.
Lime cordial.
Now, we must get started. Michael, I know how you like to keep things neat. And Jane,
I told you she was tricky.
Must we? Can't Roberts and I do it? Besides, he is a servant.
with that attitude, you'll go through a lot of stuff before you're very old. Besides, in every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun and snap, the job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes from the piece of cake. Along a spring, it's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. My point exactly. The honeybees fetch the nectar from the flower to the comb, never tire of ever buzzing to and fro, because they take a little nip from every flower that they sip, and hence they find their task is not hard growing. For a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down, the medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way. Cups on saucers, please. Rum punch, my favorite.
Mary Poppins, you're a miracle worker. How did you get them to do it?
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine?
Go down, medicine go down. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down in a most delightful way.
So, just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
The medicine go down.
Medicine.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down, medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. In the most delightful, in the most delightful, in the most delightful way. We'll be off now, ma'am. Let's get going.
Excuse me, Mum. These arrived this morning and Roberts and I forgot to give them to you. They're apologies, Mum. From your guests. They're not coming, none of them.
Do you think we chose the wrong day?
No, Mum, I think you chose the wrong people.
In the most delightful way.
Very good today.
I thought we could play our next game.
What game?
A visit to the bank.
Did Daddy agree? And if he did, you must put the idea into his head somehow.
What an imperative thing to say. Me putting ideas into other people's heads. Really?
Swishing and order, counting a wheel, opening a ledger, closing a deal, prudent investment, financial sense, a perfect ray of sunshine, come shillings and pence.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. Great men have dreams of power and position, and it's our job to back them to your heels. For shrewd investment and advice, they'll pay our price. The
the bedrock on which banks are built.
Banks, a word. I see everyone hustlers coming in again today. Have you made your decision?
I believe so, sir.
Good, good. Be sure it's the right one.
In every transaction, credit or debt, sheets are all of balance. Targets are met.
Airbags! What objections can you have? My security is more than adequate in Latin America as an expanding market. What is the matter? Have you no courage?
But, Mr. Von Hustler, what I haven't been able to grasp is, what exactly is your final product?
What do you think? The money, of course.
Yes, money, but making money out of money, I wonder, is that enough?
Are you man enough to be a banker? A man has dreams of building an empire to make his name in many distant lands. And in the new world, I'm told, they'll soon strike gold. Let's seize the chance with both our hands.
Assessing the market, limit the risk. Live to earn forever. Business is brisk.
Have you come to your decision, Mr. Banks? This town of good people whose future depends on you.
I know that.
Give us this chance. You won't regret it. The factory could be running in weeks and expanding before the year's out. Please, Mr. Banks, I'd give it everything I've got. Believe me.
I do believe you, Mr. Northbrook. And I've tried to find a way, but there just is not the collateral.
Well, what about my workforce? Decent men who want a better life? They're my collateral. My men have dreams to earn an honest living, a wife and kids, a home to call their own. If you invest in us today, it pays the way. I promise we'd repay the loan.
Sorry, Mr. Northbrook, but I...
Daddy!
What on earth are you doing here? Can't you see I'm busy?
No, we're done. And no man should be too busy for his own children. What are you here for, young man? Have you come for some money as well?
Hardly. What would they need money for?
Well, it's never too early to learn its value.
I know the value of this. 6 pence.
No, that is worth. Its value is in how you spend it. Do good, and may you have good luck.
And what do you say to Mr. Northbrook?
Thank you.
I'll wait outside.
Really, Mary Poppins? What is the meaning of this? I am not without a sense of humor.
Aren't you, Daddy?
No, I am not, but when I was a boy, I would never have dared interrupt my father.
Were you ever a little boy?
Of course I was, but my nanny, Miss Andrew, kept me out of my father's way, and he'd have been very annoyed if she hadn't.
What about your mother?
Shouldn't think I saw either of them more than once a week.
Didn't they mind?
Mind, they were glad to be rid of me.
Then who kissed you goodnight? Miss Andrew?
Certainly not. There's no time for hugs and kisses and all that soppy nonsense. What's the matter?
Poor Daddy.
Poor? What do you mean, poor? It's what made me the man I am today. Hey, Mary Poppins.
Yes, I'm afraid it did.
All right, that's enough. You've seen where I work, and I have a great deal to do.
Father, when you visit Pink's money, what are you looking for? A good man or a good idea?
I suppose I should say it's a good idea, but a good man is much more valuable and much rarer. Von Hustler, I've considered your arguments, but I'm afraid my answer is no.
So you don't recognize a good idea?
Perhaps not, but I recognize a good man when I see one.
You will regret this, airbags.
A man with dreams that life hasn't broken. A man with hopes, ambitions to fulfill. A man you're certain at first glance deserves a chance. Mr. Northbrook, when exactly could the factory open?
Thank you, sir. You won't regret it.
And for your information, she is not in the least horrible.
But she's just a bundle of rags.
One where you learn to look past what you see. Early each day to the steps of St. Paul's, the little old woman comes. In her own special way to the people she calls.
Come buy my bags full of crumbs. Come feed the little birds, show them you care, and you'll be glad if you do. Their young ones are hungry, their nests are so bare. All it takes is tuppence from you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Feed the birds, that's what she cries, while overhead her birds fill the skies.
What are you doing? I'm going to give her my sixpence. What a waste.
That's a matter of opinion. Here, one bag, please. Save your sixpence. All around the cathedral, the saints and apostles look down as she sells her wares. Although you can't see them, you know they are smiling each time someone shows that he cares. Though her words are simple and few, listen, listen, she's calling to you.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag. Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Is that so? Well, here she is now. You can tell her yourself.
Is there Miss Lockstock, Willoughby?
I'm going to interrupt when someone's barking. You were saying? Really? Well, if she keeps running off like that, perhaps it would be better if we kept her on a lead.
Willoughby!
Ah, look, here she comes now.
Willoughby, it's all right. Mummy's here. You know, sometimes you'd almost think you could talk.
But can Willoughby really talk?
Of course he can. Getting him to stop is the problem.
How do you learn to talk dog?
How do you think? Master the grammar
Practice when you can.
and avoid mongrels. Far too much slang. Now come along. I can't stand here all day talking shop.
Talking shop, what a silly expression.
There's nothing silly about it in the least.
What do you buy in a talking shop?
Conversations, of course.
Well, I've never seen a talking shop.
Well, there is only one, and it belongs to Mrs. Corey.
Who's Mrs. Corey?
Who's Mrs. Corey? Mrs. Corey's older than anyone in the world. He talked to William before he went conquering, Vlad before he went impaling, and to Alexander when he went so great.
We'll have to call it her shop in the park.
There is no shop in the park.
Remember, anything can happen if you let it.
That is it. I have no more conversations.
Oh, good day to you, Mrs. Corey.
Well, 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 if it isn't Mary Poppins with Jane and Michael Banks.
She knows us.
And how is poor little Georgie?
Who?
Georgie Banks, your father. He used to give his nanny the slip and come into my shop here in secret.
That can't have been St. George Banks.
remembered everything. I remember Georgie used to love my gingerbread. I wonder if we have any left today. Annie, Fanny, look lively.
Yes, Mother.
There you are, gingerbread pieces with gingerbread stars. Georgie always saved his stars for last. Now, Mary Poppins, what can I do for you?
Well, I did want an ounce of conversations.
I'm out of conversations, and I'm right out of words too. You see, I've had a lot of chatterboxes in here today. But let me see what we have left. Ooh, I do have some letters, and a little bit of back chat. An ounce, you say? That will be 15 letters. Go and take your pick.
Jane, you choose 7.
I've got D, G, R, U, C, L, and I.
They're no good. You can't make a conversation out of them.
Your turn, Michael. 7 more.
A, F, S, E, T, O, and P.
And I'll choose an X. Now, what words can we make?
Well, I see double cat.
Rautoplex, that's 9.
Lopitovirus, that's 11. Nearly there.
There's don't count. You made them up.
And where do you think words came from in the first place? Somebody had to make them up.
You know, we can always use the same letter more than once. Now, let's see. Super, caliph, fragilistic, expialidocious.
That's not a word.
Of course it's a word. And, unless I'm very much mistaken, I think it's going to prove a rather useful one. When trying to express oneself, it's frankly quite absurd to leaf through lengthy lexicons to find the perfect word. A little spontaneity keeps conversation keen. You need to find a way to say precisely what you mean. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious.
Diddle 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 diddle.
But it doesn't mean
diddle diddle diddle
It can mean exactly what you want.
diddle diddle lie. Diddle 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 lie.
When stone-heat men were chatting, simply grunting would suffice.
Now, if they heard this word, they might have used it once or twice.
I'm sure Egyptian pharaohs would have grasped it in a jiff. Then every single pyramid would bear its hieroglyph. Oh, supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Say it and wild animals will not seem so ferocious.
And some further flourishes, it's pseudo-coco-cautious.
Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Diddle 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 lie. Diddle 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 lie. Diddle 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 lie. Diddle 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 lie.
The Druids would have carved it on their mighty monoliths.
The ancient Greeks, I'm certain, would have used it in their meats.
I'm sure the Roman Empire only entered the office because those Latin scholars never had a word like this.
Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious.
If you say it softly, the effect can be hypnosis.
Check your breath before you speak in case it's halitosis.
Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Diddle 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 lie. Diddle 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 lie. Diddle 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 lie. Diddle 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 lie.
You know, you can say it backwards, which is Syriac Dexalagot Creepus.
She may be tricky, but she's bloody good.
So when the cat has got her tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say.
Pick out those 18 consonants and 16 vowels as well, and put them in an order that is very hard to spell.
S,
S,
U,
U,
P,
P,
E,
E,
R,
R,
C, A, L, I, F, R,
smarty pants.
SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS
Here we go!
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though it sounds a bit something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always stop it cautious. Supercalifragilistic.
Supercalifragilistic.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. SUPERCALIFRAGILISTICEXPIALIDOCIOUS. Here we go! Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always stop it cautious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. The winds may blow, but who's to know exactly what they're bringing? News or bad, happy or sad, the pendulum keeps swinging.
Nobody but me neither. This is an heirloom.
Heirloom.
Now while I do this, you must stay totally immobile. Immobile? Do not move a muscle.
Muscle.
Do not breathe, do you hear me?
Well, I might as well be dead.
Huh. Well, don't give me any ideas.
A game is played, a change is made, but still the road is long. And though they might yet fly a kite, sometimes the wind's too strong.
George, what's happened? Are you ill?
No, should I be?
Of course not, only why on earth are you home so early? Is everything all right?
No, everything's all wrong.
My dear, what is it?
If you must know, I refused some Russian chap a loan. It seems he went to our chief rivals, they gave him the money and it's turned into a gold mine.
Well, they can't expect you to get it right every time.
Can't they? That's exactly what they expect.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, if you say it loud enough, you'll always...
That is more than loud enough. Go to your room now.
But we're just...
I don't care where you were just. Upstairs now. Where's my briefcase? I put it here. Michael? Jane? Will you give it to me? Must I put up with this? You're their mother. Why can't you do something?
Well, I can try not shouting for a start.
Mary Poppins, you're here to teach the children manners. Just look at them, they're pale little savages. If I didn't my way, you'd be out of this house by...
George, you're tired. Mary Poppins, don't bring the children down tonight. Mr. Banks is quite exhausted. Perhaps you can keep them occupied.
I hope you haven't forgotten, ma'am, but tonight is my evening out.
What? Oh dear, I had forgotten. I suppose the best people wouldn't ask you to change your plans?
No, ma'am, they wouldn't.
I thought not.
That's not fair. Daddy loses temper and we're shut up in the nursery. Daddy's mean and rotten and I hate him.
Jane, take that back this instant. I will not have you criticize your father.
Why not? He criticizes you. Last week he said you're neither use nor ornament.
How dare you?
I heard him say it, and so did you.
Sometimes people say things they don't mean. Take the children upstairs, please, Mary Poppins. George.
What is it now?
I thought you might want to talk about it.
What would be the point?
Perhaps I can help.
Don't be ridiculous.
George, I'm serious. If you have troubles, I'd like to share them.
Don't worry, you will. The fact is, I've been suspended without salary until they decide what to do with me.
Twists and turns, ups and downs. One moment smiles, the next moment frowns. But bad-tempered faces had better change quick. 'Cause if the wind changes, the face just might stick. Chim chimani chim chim, chari chim charu.
That's not fair. You're going out and we get left on our own.
Oh, you've plenty of toys to play with.
I don't want to. They're boring.
They might say the same thing about you.
Why does Dad get so cross?
Fathers are supposed to look after their children, not yell at them all the time.
Perhaps, but have you thought about who looks after the fathers when things go wrong?
The mothers, I suppose?
Not the children.
Wouldn't that be rather upside down?
Sometimes families are upside down, for a while anyways.
Well, I don't want to be an upside down family. I wish I could run away.
Why don't you? So we might adopt you.
But you miss me.
No, I wouldn't. I can have all your toys.
No, you could not.
Yes, I would, and I jolly well would.
Hey, give that to me. Now look what you've done.
That's no way to treat Valentine. What's she ever done to you?
She's a doll, silly. She couldn't do anything.
That's enough. Into bed, both of you, at once.
But we hadn't had our milk.
There'll be no buts and no milk either. If you can't be good, you may as well be sorry.
I wish you'd just leave us alone.
Be careful of the things that you wish for.
Where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavements and stars is the chimney sweep's world, where there's hardly no day, no hardly no night. There's things off in shadows and halfways in lights. On the rooftops of London. Cool! What a sight!
It's your sweep now, are you?
Best view in the world, eh? And who gets to see it? The birds, the stars, and the chimney sweeps. Nothing to beat it, eh? Now that the ladder of life has been strung, you may think a sweep's on the bottommost rung. Though I spends me time in the ashes and smoke, in this all wide world, there's no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
Good luck will rub off when he shakes hands with you.
Oh, blow me a kiss,
But
and that's lucky too. So, you're leaving then?
the wind has changed.
What? They're good kids, Mary.
Would I be bothering with them if they weren't? But I can't help them if they won't let me. And there's no one so hard to teach as the child who knows everything.
So?
So, they've got to do the next bit on their own.
Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
When you're with us, sweep, you're in glad company. Goodbye, Bert.
Chim, chim, chim chim cherry. When you're with the sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happy crew than them's what sings chim chim cherry, chim cherry. Chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
Cheerio, Bert. Keep an eye on them for me.
She can, Zebra. Oh, yes, she can. What are you doing out here? Where's Mary Poppins? Gone. Gone? Well, if that doesn't take the blue little biscuit. Mrs. Breer, what does au revoir mean? Why? Because that's what she's written in this note. Dear Jane and Michael, keep playing the games. Au revoir, Mary Poppins. Au revoir. Now, it's French, I know that. Does it mean God bless you? Good luck?
I remember. Until we meet again. Now, come inside before you catch your deaths.
Morning, Admiral.
Lovely weather.
Mrs. Brill, is the nursery tidy?
As tidy as I can make it, Mum.
Oh, if I only knew how hard it was to track her down.
Really, Mum? Fancy that. Coy, they go through nannies for a flipping pastime. Now when one returns, they make this fearful fuss. Never liked her much when she was here the last time.
She makes life easier for both of us.
Mrs. Brill is her, isn't it?
Well, I don't know who else.
What's such a secret? Do you think that she's returned to get these back the way they were?
The note says to meet again.
I just know it must be her.
Oh my goodness, she'll be here any moment. Now where is George? George, dear, you're going to be surprised.
Winifred, you know very well I hate surprises at the best of times.
Not this one. Oh, George, I do believe you're going to be proud of me for once. Precision and order, it's perfectly true. Can really make a difference. I found her for you. Clear thinking, sound judgments, and now we'll regain a home you can be proud of in Cherry Tree Lane. Hurry up, everybody, into the hall. I wanted to find everything. Spit, spot, spick, and span.
Spick and span.
Our sense of excitement
It's hard to contain.
lovely to meet you at last. I do hope you had a good journey.
It was thoroughly unpleasant. I never enjoyed travel. You must be poor George's wife. Your flower beds are disgracefully untidy. Take my advice, plant evergreens. Or better still, have nothing there at all, just a plain cement courtyard.
But, dear Miss Andrew, I'm so fond of flowers.
Then you are a very silly woman. Where did George go?
I'm afraid he had an urgent appointment.
For which no doubt he was late as usual. It's not much of a house, is it?
We like it.
Then it doesn't take a lot to keep you happy. Look at the dust there and there. Filth!
Well, we are rather short-staffed at the moment.
Hasn't anyone ever cleaned those curtains?
Oh, no, yes,
you must be the children. Pity, I suppose you don't know who I am.
Yes, we do. Yeah, the Holy Tower.
Impudent boy! You're Jane, I suppose. Why aren't you wearing your stockings?
I don't like them.
Tut, what manners! I can see there's not a minute to lose. These children have been spoiled. I've arrived here just in time. By chance, I brought the punishment that best befits the crime. Brimstone and treacle and cod liver oil, liberal doses of each. These are the treats from which children recoil, the lessons I'm going to teach. Just follow my model and don't mollycoddle. It may be irksome to irk. So seek satisfaction from punitive action. Brimstone and treacle will work. Open!
It tastes as bad as it smells.
Worse.
Do I have to?
Open! Brimstone and treacle and carbolic soap, these are the tools of my trade. With spoonfuls of sugar, you don't have a hope of seeing that changes are made. When manners are chronic, my tincture's the tonic that's certain to wipe off a smirk. Just pour out a ration, matronly fashion. Brimstone and treacle will work. Your son will go to boarding school at once. As for the girl, I shall take charge of her myself. I won't stand for whining or whinging or whimpering, crying or lying or sobbing or simpering. I feel it's clear that in these two such bad habits lurk. First threaten to throttle, uncork the bottle. Brimstone and treacle will work. Now show me to my room. Brimstone and treacle will work.
Well, she can't stay. They'll have to dismiss her. You know, I'm disappointed, I really am. I thought it was going to be air with the umbrella.
What are we going to do now?
Oh, if you can't do, run away!
smudge or two. It just so happens today I'm a chimney sweep. So, what's the matter? And who's after you?
The nastiest nanny in the world!
The nastiest nanny in the world, eh? Well, you two should know. You've been through enough of that. Is she really as bad as all that?
She looks like something out of Edith's Yum,
Miss Andrew is Daddy's nanny.
which explains a lot.
Poor Daddy, ever since he stopped working, he just sits and mopes. Mary Poppins used to say he needed help, but now it's too late.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I tell you what, why don't we start things off with a bit of a shake for good luck?
Why shake your hands with you, Braceluck?
Hasn't anyone ever told you it's lucky to shake a sleep's hand?
What do you do if you want some luck?
Oh, well, I shake hands with myself. Now, what do we have here?
Michael, look, it's a real one. What's the matter? You always wanted to fly a proper kite.
I've always wanted to fly one with Daddy.
Of course you have. But first you need to know how it's done. Get some training in, and you'll make him the proudest father in the country.
Do you really think so? You're not just saying that.
Did I say country? The whole blooming empire, more like it. With tuppence for paper and strings, you can have your own set of wings. With your feet on the ground, you're a bird in flight with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
Try again.
Try again.
What's this? We don't allow Lee here.
It isn't. It's a kite.
Oh, my word it is. Why, I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy. Now we'll wind her up, give her a run, and away she'll go.
I want to do it.
But you'll let me help, won't you? Seeing as I haven't flown a kite since I was a boy.
Oh, all right.
When you send it flying up there, all at once you're lighter than air. You can dance on the breeze over houses and trees with your fist holding tight to the string of your kite. Oh, let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Let's go fly a kite and send it soaring up through the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Oh, let's go fly a kite. Reel it in now.
I can't. Stop.
I'll help. Let me.
You can do it. Pull one more time. Let's go fly a kite up to the highest height. Oh, let's go fly a kite.
I knew it. Oh, Mary Poppins, I knew you'd come back.
Don't squeeze. I'm not a sardine in a tin. And where are your coats?
We didn't have time to put them on.
And why not, may I ask?
Because we've run away.
Have you indeed?
Oh, Mary Poppins, it's been so awful since you went away. And now Miss Andrews come and Daddy soon, and we never have done like you wanted us to. And we're too stupid to hear what you were saying.
Ah, my Albert, life's a tragedy. Now let's go home. And don't dawdle.
Well, she's dead. She came this morning as a surprise for Daddy.
Did she? Well, maybe I'll be a surprise for her. That was a lovely greeting, Bert.
I meant it, Mary. Welcome. You're a sight for sore eyes.
You really are. Welcome back, Mary Poppins.
I told you they were good kids, Mary.
And I told you they were worth bothering with.
Now, see here. It's against regulations coming down from the sky like that. And where from, I'd like to know, eh? Where from?
If I were a park-keeper, I should straighten my cap and button my coat.
Aren't you shake hands it back for good luck?
No?
Why not? We have.
Oh, I don't need any luck, thank you.
matter, but memories stay. The things that really matter I lost on the way. The sovereign, the master, and long may he reign. The famous good for nothing of Cherry Tree Lane.
No, Tom, let's face it, man. They've had enough practice.
But I'm afraid they're not being naughty. I'm afraid I made them unhappy. I'm afraid I made everyone unhappy.
They'll turn up, don't you worry.
George, dear, I know it hurts your pride, dear. But you can't just run and hide, dear. Why can't you see that I'm here and I am on your side? Whenever you spoke of Miss Andrew, you showered the woman with praise. But now that I've met you, Miss Andrew, there are one or two things I'd rephrase. To think you're raised by that monster and carry that burden through life. If only you had seen that you could share it with your wife. Being Mrs. Banks, it's easy to forget the way I felt that summer's day, the day when we first met. Being Mrs. Banks, being kissed by you, a man of dreams who made me feel that wishes could come true. And now, although you're lost, it's time that we close ranks. I'll fight for the man who needs freeing, the real you who no one is seeing, and you'll find a way of just being Mr. Banks.
Perhaps they're all dead. Not like that, you stupid boy!
Well, they're not all dead. What's that noise?
It's a bed. I might have known. Did she? Well, frankly, that's not a surprise. Locked in this cage and not free in the skies for 2 years. Oh, how shameful. Yes, of course, that's a field I know well. An hour no longer, your wings will grow stronger. Once you are free from this cell.
What kind of bird is it?
A lark. You are seeing a lark in the cage for the first time and the last. My pleasure. Ah, don't mention it.
I'm going downstairs to fetch Caruso my lock. You stay there and clean the grate again! So you've decided to come crawling back, have you? Well, I think we know what's needed now. and treacle, my favorite liquor, that will make runaways stop. Impudent children spun so much quicker, forced to drink every last drop. Is this what you were looking for? Who are you? I'm Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins? But you left without notice. And I've come back without notice. I see. And what do you expect me to do? Pack! Pack! You insolent young person! How dare you speak to me in this way? Silly little girl with your newfangled methods. I bring up children so they know their place. Standing for tradition, I govern my charges. Mishandled charges blow up in your face. I brought up their father. Well, that I don't doubt. You must be so proud of the way he turned out. A shining example, a pillar, a post. They all have their problems, but him more than most. Caruso? Where is my Lord Caruso? You let my little log out of his cage. Now you will bear the full brunt of my rage. Brimstone and treacle for you. Brimstone and treacle, just a spoonful of sugar. Brimstone and treacle, just a spoonful of sugar. Brimstone and treacle, just a spoonful of sugar.
Wherever did you come from?
He came from us.
Michael?
Michael? Jane? Is that you? Oh, thank heaven. But you're very naughty to go running off like that. I should be as angry as anything. If I weren't so pleased to see you. Where's Miss Andrew?
She's gone.
Gone? Why?
She didn't give a reason, ma'am.
How peculiar. So, Mary Poppins, if you're back, are you here to stay?
I'll stay for as long as necessary, ma'am.
Because the last time you were here, you left without a word of warning. How do I know you won't do it again?
You don't.
Oh.
Excuse me, Mum?
Constable, I'm so sorry I bothered you. It's quite all right now. They're back now.
Not all of them, ma'am.
What?
Found this one wandering around in the park.
George?
Good night, ma'am.
Where is she?
Miss Andrew? She left.
Left, but how?
She might have thought we were rude.
Rude? To Miss Andrew? Well, I can't forgive it, but I'll try to forget. In fact, I'd have given you a sixpence if I had one.
George, you haven't noticed. Mary Poppins is back.
Is she? Mary Poppins. I was wondering if I might have a word. There's no point in beating about the bush. Things have not gone well since you left us, and...
About my wages, sir. If you don't mind, I shouldn't collect any just now. I should prefer to let them accrue.
But, Mary Poppins, if only you knew how many payments were accruing as it is.
Is everything settled?
It is. Now, we must get started. Jane, Michael, split spot. Are the drains playing up, or is Mrs. Brill cooking?
Come along, darling. You made a wrong decision. But how bad is that? After so many years of good service, what's the worst that can happen?
Winifred, if I'm to be dismissed by the bank, we'll be destitute. The servants will leave, the house will be repossessed, and we'll be sitting with the children on a frosty curbside.
We'll still have what really matters, the children and each other.
Practically perfect in every way.
I guarantee.
Practically perfect. We hope you'll stay.
Let's wait and see.
I can't eat any so hard to find.
Unique yet meek, unspeakably kind. I'm practically perfect, and yet I'm sure there's still room for improvement. A few games more.
Is that locket new?
And if it is,
What's inside it?
a portrait.
Who?
You'll know when the time comes and not before.
You obviously this time aren't you very confident?
Michael, you must be careful. The room is a bit excited to see me back, and you never know what might happen around a fireplace.
Michael, down! Mary Poppins, what's happening? Mary Poppins, Mary Poppins!
Hello there.
Bert, what are you doing up here?
And where else should a chimney sweep be? A chimney swept, a secret kept, up here above the gables. Another world to be unfurled, it ain't just myths and fables. A chimney stack looks cold and black against the twilight sky. But never fear, there's warmth up here, perhaps you'll find out why.
What do I look like? That's better.
The world is awfully big, isn't it?
And what does that tell you?
That we're awfully small and unimportant.
Oh, speak for yourself.
Not us so much, but our troubles. They seem so big down in nursery, but up here...
That's more like it. Troubles are never so bad when you look at them from a little higher up. And always remember, there's plenty of folk ready to help you should you need them. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cherry. Now guardian angels you don't often see. They're not highfalutin, nor grand or aloof. Nah, they're covered in soot and they're up on your roof.
Chim chimney, chim chim cherry.
See? It's true.
Brush away the dirt and soot.
Brush away your tears. Cobwebs that aren't swept away.
Hang around for years. In all weathers of all hours, we can see for miles. Our idea of heaven is a night out on the tops. We may look among, they look among. Smudged with tar and grime. But when you need a helping hand, we try to step in. Try to step in just in time.
We will step in.
Step in time.
We will step in.
Step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. We will step in time. rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time.
Watch me step, but step in time. Watch me step, but step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Watch me step, but step in time. Your knees up, step in time. Your knees up, step in time. Your knees up, step in time.
Childhood is a step in time, parenthood's the same. Never miss a chance to get it right.
Don't it seem a perfect crime? Don't it seem a shame?
When the steps aren't going as smoothly as they might.
That's me step in time. That's me step, step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. That's me step in time. Spin, 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 spin.
Think your elbow step in time.
Think your elbow, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Think your elbow, step in time. Think your elbow, step in time. Step in time, step, step in time.
All right. Aren't they adorable? Here we go. Very good, Jane, very good.
Let's go, man.
Just remember when you're low, feeling in the horns.
Someone's up your chimney.
And it isn't Santa Claus.
If you need us, if you don't.
Doesn't make much odds. We'll be watching over you. Brushes, brooms, and rods. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftops. Over the rooftop. We're moving up in the world. Over the rooftop. Top of the evening to ya. Over the rooftop. Over the rooftop, step in time. Over the rooftop, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Over the rooftop, step in time.
Think your elbow step in time.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme.
Think your elbow
Step in time, kick your knees up, step in time. Kick your knees up, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Kick your knees up, step in time. Oh, step in time. Step, 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 step in time.
step, step.
Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. If you kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, kick your knees up, step, 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 step. Never need a reason when you step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Back to the nursery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Back to the nursery, step in time.
What's this? What is all this?
Special delivery for George Banks Esquire.
Special delivery?
Special delivery, step in time. Special delivery, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Special delivery, step in time. Time to go now. Good night, Governor. Governor, step in time. Good night, Governor, step in time. Never need a reason, never need a rhyme. Good night, Governor, step in time.
Not so fast. Upstairs now. Jane, you too. Will you be good enough to explain Mary Poppins?
First of all, I would like to make one thing clear.
Yes?
I never explain anything.
It's happened. The chairman wants to see me at the close of business tonight.
Tonight? Well, I'm going to come with you and jolly well give your chairman a piece of my mind.
That would only make matters worse, let's face it. In just a few hours, I will have joined the ranks of the unemployed.
Oh, George, are you quite sure?
Quite sure. In fact, I'm afraid the time has come.
Do you mean your mother's vase? Won't you miss it terribly?
Needs must. We always said we were saving it for a rainy day. And tomorrow, it looks set to pour.
George, do be careful. Mrs. Bill, let's go to the kitchen. You'd better sit down.
Cooking.
Oh, don't you start! I've already opened all the windows!
I was only going to say that it smells delicious.
Well, the whole world is turned upside down.
Oh, I never. So that's where I put them.
What are they?
Stars. Gingerbread stars I hid once from my nanny. I always knew I put them somewhere no one would find them. Trouble was, I couldn't find them either.
They're very bright.
Aren't they? Even after all this time?
Here, let me give you a hand.
I always knew that when I grew up, I'd learn everything there was to know about the stars. It's funny, I haven't thought about all that in years.
I'm back sometimes.
Is it? I'm not so sure. A man has dreams of walking with giants to carve his niche in the edifice of time. Before the mortar of his zeal has the chance to congeal. The cup is dashed from his lips. The flame is snuffed to burning. He is brought to rack and ruin in his prime.
Life's a rum go, Governor. That's the truth.
You know what I think? It's Mary Poppins. From the moment she stepped into this house, things began to happen to me. My world was calm, well-ordered, exemplary. Then came this person with chaos in her wake. And how my life's ambitions go in one fell blow. It's quite a bitter pill to take. It's that Poppins woman, she's responsible for all this.
I know the very person. What's that thing she's always saying? A spoonful of sugar, that is all it takes. It changes bread and water into tea and cakes. A spoonful of sugar goes a long, long way. So have yourself a healthy helping every day.
A healthy helping of trouble, if you ask me.
Like you say, Governor, you've got to grind at the grindstone. Till childhood slips like sand through a sieve. And all too soon they've up and grown and then they flow, and it's too late for you to give just that spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down, the medicine go down, the medicine go down. Well, good luck to you, Governor.
Thank you, Bert, and good luck to you too. Yes?
We've come to say goodnight.
Oh, yes. Good night.
Father, do you remember when we came to the bank?
Yes.
Where we were each given a sixpence, and we were told to spend them carefully.
Excellent advice. That's exactly what you should do. What did you buy with them?
Nothing yet. We kept them, and now we decided to give them to you.
I suppose Mary Poppins put you up to this?
No, she hasn't said a word. But we know it's been difficult for you lately, and we haven't been much help. So we thought a little extra cash might loosen things up a little. It's a whole shilling.
Thank you.
We do love you.
Jane, do you remember when you asked me who Neleus's father was?
Yes?
It was Poseidon, king of the sea. Good night.
Daddy's really worried, isn't he?
Yes, he is. But always remember that he loves you very much, and it's far more important than jobs or houses or anything else.
Are you going to the bank with him?
No, I wish he'd let me. If only there was someone to speak up for him, to take his part, to show them what he's really like inside.
Why can't he do that for himself?
Because he's a man, a very proud one.
Then you must go.
I'd like to, but it just isn't possible.
Why?
Because I'm a woman.
Mary Poppins says anything's possible if we can only get in our own way.
Do you really believe that, Mary Poppins?
Anything can happen if you let it. Sometimes things are difficult, but you can bet it doesn't have to be so.
Changes can be made. You can move a mountain if you use a larger spade.
Anything can happen, it's a marvel.
You can be a butterfly. Stretch your mind beyond fantastic. Dreams are made of strong elastic.
Take some sound advice and don't forget it. Anything can happen if you let it.
I wonder. Anything can happen if you let it. You won't know a challenge until you've met it.
No one does it for you.
No one but yourself. Vacillating violets get left upon the shelf. Anything can happen, just imagine.
That should be my epitaph. I wear the badge in honor of this world's free thinkers.
Those who see beyond their blinkers.
Jelly isn't jelly
Till you set it. Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, or you get for the stars, but we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you'll get the stars thrown in.
Feed the birds, tuppence a bag, tuppence, tuppence. birds, sir. Just tuppence a bag.
I would take it as a great favor if you would kindly feed them for me.
Tuppence, tuppence, tuppence a bag.
Vision and order. Paying for debts. Listing our investments. Hedging our bets.
Come in, Banks.
Trading in futures. Jobs on the line.
Well, Banks, how did it happen? You turned down a scheme that was bound to make millions, and we want to know why.
Then I'll tell you why. I refused Mr. Von Hustler because his scheme was hollow. It had no purpose, it had no substance, it had no meaning outside the walls of a bank. Oh yes, he told me about assets and profits and growth, but not a word about people. I know that if a man puts any value on real life, then as far as you're concerned, he's a washout. But I'm afraid I do value it, gentlemen. In short, George Banks Esquire has rediscovered the human race. I apologize for ruining the bank, but I do not apologize for understanding there are more important things in life than making money.
Ruining the bank? Ruining the bank? Ruining the bank? My dear chap, what are you talking about? You've saved our bacon. Haven't you heard? Von Hustler's scheme has ruined our rival. You've kept us out of the nastiest scandal since records began. We don't want your apologies. We're offering ours.
Oh, my word.
And another thing, do you remember giving a loan to a fellow called Northbrook? Well, he's repaying it and opening 2 new factories. With the percentage you negotiated, we look set to make a fortune.
Oh, my word.
Well, that's just it. We very much hope you might tell us how you did it. Just give us the word. It'll be quite safe with us.
Give you the word. Give you the word. I'll give you the word, all right. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Oh, sir, thank you.
Now, Banks.
Forgive him. It's not his fault. It's all because of his nanny, Miss Andrew.
The Holy Terror? She told me everything I know.
Then now's your chance to forget it.
That's right. And if you want to fight about it, you've come to the right woman.
Darling, darling. I haven't lost the bank money at all. I made them a fortune.
Really?
Gentlemen. Madam, if you please, we still have some business to conduct. Well, Banks, George, by way of recompense, we'd like to offer you the job of senior manager with the salary at double.
Exactly how much has he made for you?
Triple. Quadruple your present rate.
Close your mouth, George. We're not a codfish.
Well?
I accept, but you must understand one thing. From now on, my family comes first.
Agreed?
Agreed.
Winifred, I'm afraid I've underestimated you. How can you forgive me?
How can you ask?
It was selfish of me to keep you off the stage. You'll want to go back, and it'll be fine if you do.
No, I loved it. But I found a role I'd much rather prefer. It was going to keep me extremely busy for a very long time.
Anything can happen, raise the curtain. Things you thought impossible
will soon seem certain. Though at first it may sound clownish, see the world more upside downish. Turn it on its head and pirouette it. Anything can happen if you let it.
If you reach for the stars, all you'll get are the stars. But we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you'll get the stars thrown in.
There are stars. I want the constellation too.
Do you indeed? I wonder you don't ask for the moon as well. 'cause all you get are the stars, but we found a whole new spin. If you reach for the heavens, you get the stars thrown in. Anything can happen if you let it. Life is out there waiting, so go and get it. Grab it by the collar, seize it by the scruff. Once you've started living life, you just can't get enough. Anything can happen, it's official. You can choose a super or a super fish. Sally forth the way we're steering. Obstacles are disappearing. Go on, chase your dreams, you won't regret it. Anything can happen, anything can happen. Anything can happen if you let
Mary Poppins, you look so excited. We'll live happily ever after, birthday.
Of course.
Oh, Mary Poppins, that's the best yet. To be up in the heavens, do you think we'll ever go back there?
Yes, someday.
Really? Will it be soon?
Oh, no, not for a very long time. But until then, you keep an eye on the stars.
But it's a taskbook.
So it is. Keep it if you like. It's a present.
Thank you.
Now run along in.
I love you, Mary Poppins.
You're a fine boy, Michael Banks. And one day you will be a fine man.
Oh, Mary Poppins, that was the best yet. That was the best yet. To be up in the heavens, do you think we'll ever go back there?
Yes, we will, Michael Banks.
Oh, Mary Poppins, it makes me so anxious when you talk like that.
Like what?
Oh, gentle and kind. Be cross, Mary Poppins. Do be cross.
Is that the thanks that I get for the trouble that I've taken?
That's better.
They're dainty, Bert.
They're yours, Mary. I painted them. For you. It's tonight, isn't it?
Yes, Bert.
Well, goodbye then.
Goodbye, Bert. Look after yourself. With every job, when it's complete, there is a sense of bittersweet. That moment when you know the task is done, though in your heart you'd like to stay to help things on their way. You've always known they must do it alone. They're practically perfect in every way, and I hope it remains so.
What's happened? Something's changed. The bag's gone.
Oh, look, it's Mary Poppins' locket. Oh, the chain's broken.
Don't you remember? I'll say to the chain breaks.
There's a note, too.
What does it say?
Michael had the telescope, so this is for you. She signed it.
To Mary Poppins with a good deal of love.
She's gone.
Gone? How peculiar.
She'll be back. Now, what do you think of this?
It's the best I've ever
quiet together?
Oh, Daddy. Mary Poppins won't be coming back. She's gone forever.
My dear, how could you possibly know such a thing?
Because we don't need her anymore. And other families will, won't they, Daddy?
They will.
I suppose she's right, George. If we could do without a nanny from now on, what do you think?
I think you'd better come and dance with me.
George, I'm serious.
Wasn't that a shooting star?
Here, you can borrow my telescope.
I was right. Wish on it, children. My dearest love.
We won't forget you, Mary Poppins. We'll never forget.